Are you not seeing the results that you think you should deserve to get after putting hours onto the court? Well, if that's the case, then today, worry no more, because I'm going to solve that issue for you. I'm going to get you the results you need, the results you deserve for putting in all those hours of practice into the sport that we all love here, basketball. So without further ado, let's get into the points. The first thing I want to mention is having a purpose when you're going to the court. So whenever you go to the court, think about, are you going there for a certain reason, or are you just going there to practice, in quotes, which means just kind of toss some shots up, not take it that serious. So always go there with a plan in mind. Even if you don't have a plan, make one up while you're there. Just plan to work on something that'll improve your game. Don't work on fancy moves that you're never going to use in an actual game. Work on like stuff that's going to be beneficial for you when you're actually versing opponents. For example, I could go to the court one day and work on my cross between the legs setup. So basically, that'll help me during the game because I'll use that against my opponents and set them up, and then I'll be able to execute my moves off of that setup. So that's an example of one thing that you can practice at the court one day. But try to focus on 1 to 2 things every practice. You don't want to overload your practice with stuff that you're practicing on, because you want to like master fundamentals, right? You want to get your move down, or your shot down, or your dribble down. So what I recommend is keep it like every day. Maybe try to go out and practice one part of your game one day, and then practice another part another day. Practice a move another day. So try to like variate your days and what you do each day. Also, you can combine like your dribbling with other things. So like, let's say you want to dribble and then work on your finishing. You can do both of those on the same day. You can dribble first to warm up your arms and your hands, and then you can finish. But ultimately, I'm just recommending to do 1 to 2 things to work on every day, and then that's how you'll improve the best way. Another reason why you might not be improving is because you're doing too many fancy things. You're probably like practicing a dribble move that's really complicated, and you're not actually going to use in a game enough, and your coach doesn't like it because it's not good. So you're probably practicing too much of that. So you're really going to want to focus on the basics of the game. Your finishes, just your basic layups, your basic setups, nothing more than like 2 dribbles to set up your defender to move. And yeah, just focus on fundamentals of the game. For your shot, always make sure your shot is the same every time. You don't want to practice many fadeaways, turnaround threes, like buzzer beaters, any of that stuff. You don't want to practice a lot of that because that'll create bad habits in your game. Another point that I want to mention is for the 1v1s that you play with your friends, or it could be against random people. When you do 1v1, you typically shoot the ball or you drive to the basket, right? You try to get by the defender. Well, what I want you to do is forget going to the basket, because what's going to happen is in an actual game, there's going to be a help side defender right about in the paint over here. So what that means is that you're not just going to get the free layup that you usually do when you're playing against a one-on-one defender. So what I want you to do is, if you get past him, just pull up from about mid-range, about right here. Just take a shot, and that'll simulate a more real-like game, and it'll help you with practicing what you're going to actually do in the game, which is why we practice in the first place, so we can get better results in the game. Probably one of the truest realities about basketball is that it's a conditional sport. You need to be in good shape to be able to play basketball. And take it from me, I tried out for the Belargo team, and we did a bunch of conditioning. It's my high school team. So basically what you're going to want to do when you're practicing by yourself to get better results is you're going to want to push yourself to your limits. So what that means is exert yourself to your fullest ability. Basically just run a lot, make sure you're doing real game stuff, and make sure you're practicing and increasing your stamina every day. You can also work on your acceleration, sprints back and forth down the court, and do other stuff to help with your stamina, like just play ball, I guess, until you can't run anymore. And then after you're done playing, actually, a good tip would be to shoot a bunch of free throws to work on that free throw form, and also work on your shooting ability after you're tired, because what's going to happen is in a game, if you get tired and you can't shoot the ball, you're going to be pointless. So we want to help you get those good results in game. So you're going to want to practice shooting when you're tired, okay? One of the truest realities about basketball is that it's a conditional sport. You need to be in good shape to be able to play basketball. And take it from me, I tried out for the Belargo team, and we did a bunch of conditioning. That's my high school team. So basically what you're going to want to do when you're practicing by yourself to get better results is you're going to want to push yourself to your limits. So what that means is exert yourself to your fullest ability. Basically just run a lot, make sure you're doing real game stuff, and make sure you're practicing and increasing your stamina every day. You can also work on your acceleration, sprints back and forth down the court, and do other stuff to help with your stamina, like just play ball, I guess, until you can't run anymore. And then after you're done playing, actually, a good tip would be to shoot a bunch of free throws to work on that free throw form, and also work on your shooting ability after you're tired, because what's going to happen is in a game, if you get tired and you can't shoot the ball, you're going to be pointless. So we want to help you get those good results in game, so you're going to want to practice shooting when you're tired, okay? Probably one of the main factors that's causing detrimental results is the fact that you're not taking your skills and your drills seriously enough. You're not taking them like you're going to do them in a game. You're not taking them like they're game-like drills. You're just simply doing them to do them. You're just walking through them instead of running through them. So I've struggled with this in the past too. But ever since I started to incorporate game-like drills and game-like speeds into my drills, I've seen phenomenal results, and I've just gotten a lot better as a player. Like, take for instance driving. I used to run towards the basket at a very slow pace. But then as soon as I increased that pace and actually started doing it like I would do it in a game, I started seeing myself finish over defenders way more than before. So definitely incorporate that into your practice, and you'll see better results as you progress. It sounds contrary to what I've been talking about in this video, but simply taking breaks from basketball, maybe it's a weekend break, 1 day, 2 day, 3 day break, that'll be really helpful for you, because you don't want to practice every day. You'll wear yourself out by doing this. Trust me, I've done it before. You don't want to be in my shoes. I'm trying to teach you guys the mistakes that I did, so you guys can go out there and practice and become the best that you possibly can. So yeah, just if you're feeling tired one day, maybe skip it, you know? Obviously don't do this a lot. Maybe do this, I would say, like once or twice every 2 weeks, I would say, to really get your mind off of basketball. And then this will help you. You'll see phenomenal results by doing this. And yeah, and the hard way was that you have to discipline yourself after every single shot, every single fadeaway, especially fadeaways. What I mean by disciplining yourself in fadeaways, I'm probably going to cover this in a later video, but basically it means like contracting your abs and making sure that you're always straight towards the basket, like you're shooting a normal shot. So basically this will help you increase your accuracy. But anyways, that's beside the point. Disciplining yourself, disciplining your shot, especially. Make sure you're shooting at the same time every time. And besides that, discipline mainly means keeping up game speed so that you can practice like you're going to play in the game, and obviously get the results that you want. I just want to end the video with a sort of metaphor right here. So you see this tree here, right? Each one of its rings represents a year of its life. So basically, what I want you to do is to make the rings of the tree. I don't want you to make bad rings of the tree, which would be bad habits, like a terrible shot form. I want you to make good rings of the tree so you can be a strong tree and not a weak tree with very few rings. So that's what I wanted. That's just what I wanted to end the video on. Besides that, have a good day. Please subscribe, like if you like this content, and go check out my other videos. I have videos covering how to shoot, how to finish, and other stuff like dribbling drills. I'm going to add more dribbling drills to the channel coming up soon. And besides that, that's about it. So yeah, bye.